Okay, this is Dusty Hanshaw, High Force TV as always, and we are just finishing up a Saturday morning kind of pump up, unwatered down workout. Prejudging for Nationals was yesterday. Ended up in the second group of call-outs, which obviously was a surprise. Not because of anything other than you just get used to where you should land. I didn't feel it was a perfect show for me, so I don't really worry about it. Literally backstage, just adjusted, kind of took in what transpired for a minute, just to notice it. I don't really put too much thought into it other than just seeing it and saying, okay, well, it's a done deal, so it's time to keep moving, move forward. Between backstage and front of house, which is probably 100 yards, I decided in my head that, unlike last year, it's not a matter of me needing to put a bunch of size back on. I didn't, in 2011 I lost size and dieting too far, so I felt like I needed the time to put muscle back on and make improvements to feel like I was ready to truly fight for a pro card and actually deserve to have one and be ready to compete at that level when I got there. This year, like I said, walking out from the back, I already knew that's not really the case. It's just dialing in just right, coming in right. This year was a long year since Nationals. Travel schedule boosted up a ton. Had to do some adapting to that with sponsors and things. Dealt with some injuries, broke my foot, had some other distractions that kind of came through, and somehow managed to improve. I think I improved quite a bit. I mean, it doesn't show in placings, and I don't really give a shit. It's not about that. I know what got better and what still needs to get better, and that is with or without the placings. Had I won, had I taken third, had I taken 20th, those placings don't matter on what I need to improve on, and I know that the essential 9 months between now and the USA is 8 months, is plenty of time to do that. So that's the goal. I walked out, got on the phone with Chris. Our conversation about this show was, how'd you feel? I said, okay. Felt like I could have been a little more crisp, but it doesn't matter. So let's just forget about it. When can we start prepping for the USAs? Told Chris I have some photo shoots between last night and the following weekend I need to take care of. But I want to be good for those. So I've got good images and, earn my keep for the sponsors. So he said, fine, we start tomorrow, which is today, Saturday. Went out, had a meal last night, just to kind of sit back, had a good time. And then it didn't really hit until after that was over that, it was definitely a disappointment this year, this show, and time to get back to work. So that kind of lights a different kind of fire. Last year I felt like I had to make huge changes and I really waited on myself that I just screwed up and it was going to take time, whereas this year I'm not happy about it. I didn't immediately say, yeah, that's right, I was way off like I did last year, so it just pisses me off. So here we are, already back in the gym, and I don't plan on having Thanksgiving in a week and a half. I won't be celebrating cheap food over the holidays. It's not worth it. I want to make sure that between now and end of July, I bring exactly what I need to bring and put myself back on the map, back where I belong. I have a lot of supporters that, support either way, which is great, and I appreciate it. And it's good that they don't lose sight of what I do and what I can do, but at the same time, this is bodybuilding. You're only good as your last showing, and placing, say my last 2 showings weren't good. So that kind of lights a fire, because it's amazing in this sport how quickly you get written off. You know, you have an off showing like last year, and then an okay one like this year, and you know, next thing you know, when you're reading lead-ins into shows, you won't see your name on there. It's going to be everyone but, and that's kind of a nice touch, you know. I dealt with that at the end of this show, reading in. I mean, my fans and everything and supporters were there, but you know, you read the so-called experts, and they didn't have you there, and that's kind of a nice thing. So that's going to be the fuel, or one of the fuels for this year, is just saying, all right, they've pretty much decided that you're not there. So if I get tired, or want to have a bad meal, or want to take a break, I'll just remember that and find a way to just get it done. So I look forward to it. I'm going to be removing some distractions in life. I'm busy, I have a lot of things going, and this is what I do, this is what I want to do, and fortunate enough that I can make the choices to make this a focus, or the only focus, if I want to. And between now and July, it's just going to be all business. I look forward to it. Pretty much going to let my life revolve around this. Not for a win, not for a pro card. Just coming at my absolute best. And hear crickets when I walk out from anybody who thinks it can't be done. You know, I like that. I'm used to it. You know, hang your hat on, you know, genetics or lack of genetics, or shape or lack of shape, but I'm just going to kind of go to work, get done what needs to be done, and let the physique talk. If I can get better, if I belong where I belong or not. You know, it's going to be a good road, a good year, and I'm definitely looking forward to that grind. You know, it's a different mindset this year. Different tone. I could tell last night. I mean, you know, it's a long day for a show, and when you're still up at 2 in the morning because you can't sleep, because you literally are debating on getting started right then and there, and going to do some cardio, and going to get started on the new year. You know, you've kind of locked into a different mindset. So I'm excited. It'll be a nice run. Like I said, we more or less start Monday, which will be the 12th. I do have another photo shoot scheduled for the 17th for iForce out in LA. I'll hit that. I'll be peeled out of my mind for that one for sure. I treat photo shoots and sponsorship work as important or more important than the shows. And those pictures are going to be sick. And then it's right back to work. No bad meals, no cheats. I'll fly home that night from LA and be in the gym Sunday morning. And you know, Chris will be getting his pictures every 3 days, all the way to USA's where we're doing them every day. So it's gonna be a good year. I'm looking forward to it. I got a lot of friends and clients. We're prepping into the early part of next year as well. And you know, we're kind of burying our life in this again, like I did in 2010. And I'm gonna give it the same results. So really looking forward to the distance. I mean, getting there is gonna be great, but I'm gonna try my best to keep this feel in my brain every time it gets tough, so we can just keep going. Because if nothing else, I want to know come July that I didn't go off. I didn't eat a meal or a bite of food that wasn't told to be eaten. So at least I know what my absolute peak is. Chris will absolutely be in Vegas with me. Couldn't make a trip out to Nationals this time. And if I have to reserve the room now, he will be there watching every bite of food go down in Vegas before the USA's like he did in 2010. So we'll see. It's gonna be a long road, fun. And of course, iForce TV will be here, bringing it all your way. And as always, we appreciate your support, buying the products, following me, having faith, not having faith. I like all of you. If you don't like me, keep talking. I appreciate it. If you do, keep talking. It helps. Either way, I'll keep going, and you're both driving forces, so let your voice be heard. If you don't like me, please keep it coming. If you do, thank you. Keep those coming too, and every now and then throw a negative one in just to piss me off. I'll see you guys at the USAs.